Dr. George Bobbitt here, reminding you of our Phase 1 Conceptology class coming up December 5th, 6th, and 7th at the Concept Therapy Institute, coming up soon. This is a small series of little education just to promote the class and to bring you up to speed on what we're doing. You see in my hands right here, I was able to get this neat little 1956 edition of Concept Therapy. It's pretty inspiring to look through it. There's neat pictures, very well made, put together notes. I love artifacts. I like the history of this organization. In fact, in here was a picture of Dr. Fleet, and on the back of it was George, his son, said that this was Dr. Fleet's favorite picture. And so I'm grateful to be able to have this gifted to me, and I treasure it, and I treasure this work. I'm going to share something with you from another antique, I want to say. It's 1946 version of the first Phase 1 of Conceptology. It was done by mail order. Dr. Fleet was attempting to get this out to doctors, and so just a fantastic piece of genius that I'm so tickled to have. And it starts off, which I'll share with you in a little while, the requirements and the facts of contacting and directing an ape. Let me share something with you about autosuggestion, self-suggestion, because you might find it extremely important, because not only can we contact and direct this power in other lives, but we also do it in our own lives, whether we're aware of it or not. So just follow me for just a minute as I do this. Autosuggestion is a form of suggestion in which the idea presented to the subconscious originates in your own conscious faculties. We all possess creative power, which means that we can create ideas by our thought. And likewise, we have the power of selection. We can choose our own ideas, like we talked about last week. We can select ideas from our environment, or we can create ideas from our own experience, and according to the degree of the concentration on these ideas, that will be impressed upon the subconscious. And once those impressions have been fixed in the subconscious, the spirit, the power, the innate, this universal consciousness within will carry them out regardless whether they're constructive or destructive. And if it's an idea with regard to our physical or our mental health, it will come into being and will be a part of us. Much physical disease is created in this manner. You see, Dr. Fleet created this Phase 1 initially for the doctors so the doctors could help heal their patients, because we understood that 80% of all disease was due to an autosuggestion or a psychosomatic factor. That's still supported by current medical literature today. But here's some more on this big idea. Humanity has, in many respects, perverted the law of life. We violated the on the beam chart. Almost everyone is guilty of using this great creative power in the wrong way. Instead of selecting and creating beneficial ideas, it seems that the majority of us are inclined to select and create ideas of disease, ideas of discord and unhappiness and other detrimental conditions. People do not willfully and deliberately engage in such practices, but having no knowledge of the laws of the mind, they fail to realize that they have taken this great power and they used it destructively, because they can use it constructively, but they didn't know how. No one has ever taught them the laws by which the human personality functions, and thus they miss the straight and narrow path that leads to the inner springs of mental and spiritual resourcefulness. They don't know. They're operating on unlawful terrain, and that creates disease. And they're not even aware of it. So imagine us being able to contact and direct a power so that we can direct it lawfully and constructively. Now, one who understands the laws by which the mind operates and uses their intellect to live according to the laws has found the way to health and happiness. He or she is then in a position, they're now in a position to become a master of the self and not the cringing slave of an unhealthy nervous system. That's what phase 1 is going to do for us, is teach us how do we take back control of the suggestions that we put into this body that are creating disease. Then he goes on to say, moreover, that person can assist others to help them reconstruct their lives and eliminate illness and to bring peace and harmony where there was discord and chaos. And to that end, concept therapy and conceptology are dedicated. And I love this. The purpose of these 2 courses of instruction, concept therapy and conceptology phase 1, is to teach a person to be a master of themselves, and to a certain degree, a master of their environment in which they live. And I love this next part. No greater knowledge can be attained than that which enables a person to know thyself and to know the laws under which we live. I look forward to seeing you in the phase 1. I assure you that this class is life-changing because you're already contacting and directing this universal intelligence. You're already telling spirit, innate, nature, and God what to do. You're just not aware of that. And if you can take the principles and learn that and direct it constructively and positively and lawfully in your life, we can be able to turn these negative health, these illnesses around. In your life, we'll have a better opportunity for health, happiness, success, and peace. I'll see you in December for phase 1.